When you're young, the world stretches out before you, an unwritten book filled with endless possibilities. And for Savannah Caldwell, a vibrant 27-year-old, the future wasn't just bright, it was practically blinding with potential. She stood on the precipice of everything she had ever dreamed of. She was energetic, always on the move, embracing life with open arms and a contagious enthusiasm. Savannah was thriving in her career, climbing the ladder with determination and grace, making her mark on the world. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities, and she tackled them all with unwavering resolve. And she was surrounded by the warmth and support of loved ones, a close-knit circle of friends and family who cherished her deeply. Their laughter and love filled her life with joy and contentment. Every day felt like a new adventure, a chance to explore the world and discover its hidden wonders. She approached life with a sense of curiosity and wonder, always eager to learn and grow, and health was something she never questioned, a given, a constant in her vibrant life. She felt strong, vital, and full of life. Savannah was active, ate well, taking care of her body and mind, investing in her well-being. She understood the importance of a healthy lifestyle and made it a priority, and felt invincible, a feeling that resonates with so many young people, a sense of boundless energy and limitless potential. She was busy making memories, capturing moments of joy and laughter with friends, not dwelling on medical what-ifs or worst-case scenarios. Life was too precious to waste on worry. Her world was full of plans, trips to exotic destinations, adventures waiting to unfold, milestones to celebrate, achievements to be proud of, and celebrations with the people she loved most. The idea of serious illness felt distant, a concept relegated to the periphery of her vibrant existence. It was something meant for another time, another place, or someone else entirely. A problem for future generations, not for her. She was living in the moment, embracing the present with all its beauty and promise, completely unaware of the challenge that was quietly approaching, a storm gathering on the horizon. That sense of invincibility is a gift of youth, a shield against the anxieties of the world, a belief in one's own strength and resilience. But sometimes, it's an illusion, a fragile bubble that can be shattered in an instant. For Savannah, everything was about to change, the course of her life irrevocably altered. Her story was about to take a turn no one could have predicted, a twist of fate that would test her strength, her courage, and her spirit. It began as a whisper, a subtle shift in Savannah's well-being. It was easy to dismiss at first, a fleeting moment of fatigue, a slight dip in energy. But these whispers, these initial signs, were the harbingers of something far more significant, something that would soon disrupt the rhythm of her life, an exhaustion that sleep couldn't fix. No matter how many hours she spent in bed, the rest eluded her. The nights became a battleground of tossing and turning, a frustrating cycle of seeking solace in slumber only to find herself wide awake, her mind racing, her body restless. Savannah felt a deep tiredness, a bone-deep weariness that permeated every aspect of her being. It wasn't just physical, it was mental and emotional as well. The simplest tasks felt monumental, and the joy she once found in her hobbies began to wane, heavier than anything she'd known. This wasn't the kind of tiredness that a weekend getaway could cure. This was a profound, debilitating fatigue that seemed to cling to her like a shadow, darkening her days and stealing her vitality. Soon, a dull ache settled in her bones, a persistent throb that seemed to emanate from the very core of her being. It was a new and unwelcome sensation, a constant reminder that something was amiss within her body, especially her back and hips. These areas became the focal point of her discomfort, radiating pain that made even the simplest movements a challenge. Bending, lifting, even sitting for extended periods became exercises in endurance. She tried to brush it off, to convince herself that it was nothing serious, just a temporary setback. Maybe it was stress, maybe she just needed rest. She reasoned that the pressures of work and daily life were taking their toll, and that a little self-care would be enough to restore her equilibrium. But the symptoms lingered, growing harder to ignore. The pain intensified, the fatigue deepened, and new unsettling sensations began to emerge. It became increasingly clear that this was not just a passing phase. At 27, bone pain felt out of place, unsettling. It was a symptom she associated with older age, not with someone in the prime of their youth. The incongruity of it all sparked a growing sense of unease. She visited her doctor, hoping for answers, seeking reassurance that her concerns were unfounded. She anticipated a simple explanation, a quick fix, a return to normalcy. Her concerns were dismissed, minimized as mere stress or a minor vitamin deficiency. She was told it was likely stress or a vitamin deficiency. The doctor's words offered little comfort, failing to address the depth and complexity of her symptoms. Basic tests came back normal, offering no concrete evidence to support her growing fears, and she was sent home with advice to rest. The prescription felt inadequate, a band-aid solution for a wound that ran much deeper. Savannah felt frustrated and unheard, her voice lost in the sterile environment of the doctor's office. But her intuition told her something was wrong. A nagging feeling persisted, a deep-seated conviction that her body was trying to tell her something important. The symptoms didn't fade, they worsened. The pain became more intense, the fatigue more debilitating, and the whispers grew into shouts. She knew she couldn't let it go. She refused to accept the dismissive diagnosis, to surrender to the growing discomfort. It was time to fight for answers. It was time to become her own advocate, to challenge the status quo, and to unravel the mystery that was unfolding within her body. Savannah refused to simply accept "you're fine" as an answer. She knew something was wrong deep down. The dismissive words of the doctors felt like a slap in the face, invalidating her experience. She couldn't shake the feeling that her concerns were being brushed aside, and that her health was being jeopardized by this lack of attention. The exhaustion and pain were undeniably real, a constant companion that shadowed her every move. It wasn't just a fleeting discomfort. It was a debilitating force that stole her energy and joy. Each day became a struggle, a battle against her own body. And so, she made a conscious decision to become her own advocate, her own champion in this medical maze. She realized that if she didn't fight for herself, no one else would. It was time to take control of her health journey and demand the care she deserved. She called her doctor's office repeatedly, navigating the frustrating phone system, leaving messages, and trying to get someone to listen. Each call was a plea, a desperate attempt to break through the wall of indifference. She was insistent, unwavering, demanding more tests, pushing for a deeper investigation into her symptoms. She refused to be silenced, refusing to let her concerns be dismissed. She knew that something was amiss, and she wouldn't rest until she found answers. It took immense courage to challenge the experts, to question the authority of those in white coats. It was intimidating to stand up to the medical establishment, but Savannah knew she had to trust her instincts, because deep down, she trusted her gut, that inner voice that whispered something wasn't right. It was a feeling she couldn't ignore, a persistent nudge that guided her through the uncertainty. Finally, after weeks of relentless effort, her persistence paid off, a small victory in a long and arduous battle. Advanced scans were ordered, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. These scans represented a chance to finally uncover the truth, to see what was happening inside her body. Waiting for the results was agonizing, each tick of the clock an eternity. The anticipation was almost unbearable, a mix of hope and fear swirling within her. But she knew she needed the truth, no matter how difficult it might be. She was prepared to face whatever the scans revealed, armed with the determination to fight for her health. The day of the results arrived, marked on the calendar like a momentous occasion. Savannah sat in a quiet room, the silence amplifying the pounding of her heart. The sterile environment of the doctor's office did little to calm her nerves. She had done everything she could to be heard, to advocate for herself, to push for answers. Now all she could do was listen, bracing herself for the news that would either validate her fears or finally bring her peace of mind. This was the moment her fight for answers would finally reveal what was wrong, the culmination of her relentless pursuit of the truth. She braced herself for whatever came next, taking a deep breath and preparing to face the unknown. Her determination, her unwavering belief in herself, had brought her here, to this pivotal moment. The truth, whatever it may be, was about to change everything, altering the course of her life forever. The doctor's somber face said it all. Savannah had breast cancer. Not just any cancer, stage 4, already spread to her bones, liver, and lungs. The shock was overwhelming. She was only 27 with no family history. Suddenly, all her symptoms made sense. The months spent being dismissed now felt like stolen time. The prognosis was grim. No cure, only treatment to slow the disease. Savannah faced her own mortality in a way no young person should. Anger, disbelief, and fear crashed over her. But beneath the shock, her fighting spirit flickered. She had fought to be heard, and now she had a name for her enemy. The battle was just beginning. She refused to give up. This was her new reality. Determined, Savannah prepared for the fight of her life. her medical team launched an aggressive treatment plan: chemotherapy, targeted therapy, and radiation. The schedule was grueling, her world now revolving around appointments and infusions. Life as she knew it was upended. Work, friends, and fun replaced by survival. She learned the language of cancer, becoming an expert in her own disease. Fear crept in, especially at night, but she held on to resolve. Savannah chose to be an active participant, asking questions and understanding every step. This wasn't just happening to her, she was fighting back. Her determination to live fueled every difficult day. She faced each challenge with strength and grace. Savannah was a warrior, ready for whatever came next. Cancer treatment is brutal physically and emotionally. Chemotherapy's side effects hit hard: pain, fatigue, and hair loss. Losing her hair was a visible, painful reminder of her battle. Nausea made eating difficult, and her once strong body grew frail. Fatigue became overwhelming, stealing simple joys and shrinking her world. Every day brought new struggles: pain, exhaustion, and loss. Yet Savannah celebrated small victories a day with less pain, a shared laugh. She accepted the challenges knowing they meant the medicine was working. Her spirit remained unbroken, even in the darkest moments. She found hope in progress no matter how small. The price was high, but she was willing to pay it. This was her path to survival. Savannah's story is personal, but it reflects a troubling trend. Breast cancer rates are rising among women under 40. Young women, busy building lives, are increasingly facing this disease. Often their symptoms are dismissed, leading to late diagnoses and tougher battles. There are no routine screenings for women in their 20s and 30s without risk factors. Savannah's experience exposes a gap in our healthcare system. Young women deserve to be heard and taken seriously. Each case is more than a statistic. It's a life, a future. We need more research, awareness, and advocacy for early-onset breast cancer. Savannah's journey is a call to action. The time for change is now. Despite everything, Savannah chose hope. She allowed herself to feel fear and sadness, but refused to be defined by them. Gratitude for each day and joy in small moments became her focus. Her support system, family and friends, rallied around her, providing strength and love. She shared her journey online, raising awareness and connecting with others. By being open, she inspired and educated, turning pain into purpose. Her positive spirit, fueled by love and community, was unbreakable. She couldn't control her cancer, but she could control her response. Savannah chose hope, love, and life every single day. Her resilience became a beacon for others. Savannah's journey is a call to trust yourself. You know your body best, listen to it. Don't dismiss persistent symptoms or let others silence your concerns. Early detection starts with self-advocacy. If you're not getting answers, push for more, ask for tests, seek second opinions. Your voice matters in your healthcare. Savannah's story is about hope, resilience, and the power of self-trust. Let her experience remind you: fight for your health, never give up. Your life is precious. Protect it fiercely. Be your own best advocate. Take action, raise awareness, and support others. Savannah's fight is a legacy of strength,